Welcome to the Film Slice podcast, where movie talks happen.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
Hey team, Angus Draken here, and welcome to the Film Slice podcast. I'm joined by my co-host, Kane Diggity Kane Dogs. How you going?
Jordan is fine.
And Broadman, Broadmeister, Brodiddly-doo Richard.
Yeah, just call me Dave.
Yeah, Dave, alright.
Dave is fine.
Dave is fine. Okay, and
You're Dave from now on.
on this episode, we are reviewing Pitch Perfect 3, Last Call Pictures. Should we start with an a cappella beginning?
This 15th of
An
March.
Aka beginning?
Aka beginning? Let's Aka begin this, so we can Aka finish this.
Aka fuck off.
Aka, okay. Aka, okay. You ready?
How many Aka jokes are going to be in this podcast?
Aka, don't know.
Aka, a lot of them.
Go, Cane Dogs, hit us with a summary.
Alright. So, as said on the IMDb, following their win at the World Championship, the new separated ballas reunite for one last singing competition at an overseas USO tour, but face a group who uses both instruments and voices.
Cool, alright, so
Where to begin?
I guess we should start with Jordan's segment. Do you remember the song?
When
Where
you
did
see
you
the
see
film,
it?
was
What
it-
did you think?
It wasn't shit.
The shit.
Spoilers it was.
Yeah. No spoilers.
I saw the movie last night with Brody, or Dave.
What a bromance.
Dave's fine, yeah.
It was slightly awkward going to see Pitch Perfect.
Did you hold hands?
Just a little. I don't think anybody here is surprised that I hated it. Brody saw me facepalm for the majority of the film.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I saw it and I wasn't even there. Birdman, what do you think?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Didn't like it whatsoever.
This movie was shit, everybody. Good night.
I face palmed about pretty much the same amount as Jordan as well.
I just like in the last episode we came across this where you guys aren't really like musical lovers,
Yeah.
so we decided let's do another
Yes.
musical.
Oh, here's the
Let's go
thing.
for a second one.
Not only did you take me to another musical,
I didn't take you. It was
no,
Brody.
we decided to go to... Not only did we decide to do another musical, but this one has less music and less talent.
Oh,
Fair.
rough.
No, none of
Rough.
these actresses were on Broadway. I feel like it's fair.
How do you know? Have you researched that?
I have. They're all just comedians and actors. None of them are huge musical stars.
Comedians and
except
actors in movies. Welcome to our new segment.
Shit Jordan shouldn't be surprised about, yeah.
This film felt to me like an episode of a TV show where they didn't really know what to fill the episode
It
with.
felt like a weird episode of Community, yeah.
Have you guys? So you guys have seen Pitch Perfect 1 and
I
Pitch
saw
Perfect
both
Yes.
1 and 2 in the past 2 weeks. And, not gonna lie, I didn't enjoy either of those films. But I still feel like this one is the worst of the 3.
I agree.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I loved it. I thought it was good fun.
I'm gonna go on the limb and say I'm not surprised.
No surprise.
I really enjoyed the first one when it came out. I remember seeing it in the cinemas and I remember laughing my head off. This one I've seen twice and I really liked it.
Wait, you've seen this one twice?
I've seen this one twice, yeah.
Excuse me?
I can believe it, bitch.
When did you... I'm not joining in.
I could
When
do
did
it.
you...
And you could do it too.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What have
Okay,
we
so
become?
I saw it once with my GF, and then I saw it again
You saw it once with his gluten-free. Yeah.
with my gluten-free, and then I saw it again with my gluten-free and my housemate, which was last night.
Right, okay.
And actually, I should just say, I need to come up with a good name with this, but I did a Pitch Perfect marathon yesterday. So I watched the first, the second, and then went to see the third in the movies. So I'm pitched out.
Well, I saw all three in the past 2 weeks for the first time.
I'm
each film,
exhausted.
You could tell that Brody went to say something, and even like
Yeah,
there's
it's
not a
already
retort.
too much.
There's not a retort that's enough to shut this down.
Okay, so just let's wrap up our spoiler-free section. Will you recommend it to people to go see before they listen to the rest of this podcast?
If you liked the second one, you might like the third one a little bit.
I've told everybody who's asked me whether they'd like this one, having liked the first one, I said wait for DVD.
So I'm recommending the movie for anyone that's seen Pitch Perfect 1, Pitch Perfect 2.
It's
It's a good time. Future Angus put in the spoiler tone.
Cool sound effect, Angus.
Let's go with Broadman. What did you think?
So
Good points, bad points.
What did you like? If at
I
all.
think I liked one joke with the guy that Becca was interested in. He said a word like absolute, and then he paused for ages, and then he went Lee, like really ages after it, and made me giggle. That was one of the only things
I did find myself laughing at a lot of jokes in this film, but probably not for the reasons they were intended to be like
laughing
kind
at
of-
them.
yeah, I was sort of
What
like
kind of jokes? Which
so
ones?
okay, I notoriously dislike Rebel Wilson. I'm not a fan of her brand of comedy because I just feel like it's a whole other thing, but a lot of her jokes that I think people laugh at because they think she's funny, I laugh at because she thinks they're funny. Like, I know that a lot of her stuff in all of these movies is ad-lib, and a lot of her jokes are like, hey, I'm fat, but look at me doing stuff that skinny girls would say stereotypically, and in my brain I'm just like, you saying that girls that are slightly overweight can't act like that? Is that what she's making fun of? In which case, I find it kind of frustrating to think that that's a brand of comedy still. Talking about it last night, some of the CGI in it that is laughable.
In like maybe the third scene of the film when they're in this aquarium, there's a CGI inflatable shark that just flies through the scene, and it's really weird, and then it comes back and then they interact with it, and it's just this really weird moment where it's
Where's
a CGI inflatable shark. They're in the aquarium,
Yeah.
and there's just a CGI inflatable shark just flying through
That's
the
just
scene.
that's just a balloon.
No, it's CGI,
CGI.
and it just swims through the scene, and it just swims through the crowd, and then it comes back and Fat Amy punches it. It's such
sure?
a weird moment where it's just a CGI inflatable shark.
I don't think it's CGI.
Yeah, it's
I'm
100%.
fairly certain it's a balloon.
I can 100% tell it's CGI.
Alright, let's put on a bet.
Okay, hold on.
Let's see.
Let's establish some rules here. Brody says it's CGI, Angus says it's not.
Yeah.
If Brody is right, what do you have to do? What are we going to make Angus do if Brody's right?
Alright. If I'll edit the whole podcast by myself.
You have to watch...
If I'm right, give me a Kit Kat.
Alright, Kit Kat. Kit Kat, we shook on it, shaking on it. I know how we're going to find this out, but we can find this
Oh
out.
no, we almost probably definitely won't.
Okay. I thought that there were too many kind of storylines trying to happen at the same time. And after the film finished, I kind of realized I don't think Becca needed all of these storylines. Because the last two films, she's already... she was like in the main character of both last films, right?
Yeah.
She didn't really need another film to be the main character.
No.
I think she did kind of step over a bit because we saw Fat Amy kind of come out a bit more from the sides. She was definitely a main character, but I don't think she was still the main character.
Can I ask, what did any character learn in this movie?
Love.
That they
That was the point of the first film.
that they didn't learn in the other two films already. What was the point of this film? What has anybody learnt?
To stick together through thick and thin, life gets you down.
That they didn't learn in the other two movies.
Why do they have to learn something completely different?
So they don't make the exact same film 3 times, which is what they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
There were no explosions in the first two.
This is the same movie. It's the same movie as the first one and the second one, but done slightly worse and with a higher budget that they didn't know what to do with. It's the same movie. None of them learn anything.
But it's in a different setting. It's the same characters. I'll give you that. But
Doing the
it's
same thing, learning the
different-
same lessons. The first movie, they don't get along because some of them are unhappy, and then they learn that if they sing together and stop thinking too hard about the pressure, everything will be fine. And then the second movie, the same thing happens, except there's a German group. And in this movie, the same thing happens, except Fat Amy has a father who's for some reason a James Bond villain. It's the same movie.
Yeah, but
They're all the same movie.
are you sure you just didn't watch Pitch Perfect 1 3 times?
No, I'm actually kind of concerned maybe I did and the cinema made a mistake.
I feel like it's a good send off to the characters as a whole.
Brody, do you think this has just left it open so they can make yet another 4 or 5 films out of this?
I very much doubt they will, but the thing is, they could have. Like, they in the second film, they brought in a new character who then like wrote an original song, and then they kind of just get rid of that.
They got rid of that.
And then the third one,
Gave
they
up
just
on
go
that.
back to their old music.
What do you mean they got rid of that?
Like, they don't do an
She doesn't do an original song in this.
In this one?
Yeah.
Well...
The whole lesson
yeah.
in the second one was like, hey, how about we do original music? And Becca and then you go decide to write original music together.
Was that different to the first one? Or?
Yeah, okay, look, if the only difference is, hey, in the second movie about music, we'll have one original song, you probably need to step up a little bit more than that for the third movie.
This is like saying, like, Terminator 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are all the same.
Okay.
Angus
You
just-
crossed the line!
Angus just
You
pushed the
crossed the
button.
line!
There is not a single, apart from Arnold Schwarzenegger, there's not a single actor that is the same in the first and second film. Sarah Connor
It's the same
is...
concept, really, basically. Someone comes back from the future, they do some shit, nothing changes, the apocalypse happens anyway.
Angus is walking on thin ice right now.
Okay, Angus, I'd love to hear you defend Pitch Perfect. Can you tell us the good things? Because me and Brody appear to be struggling. Go for it.
Okay.
Some good things.
So my favourite things were that the characters were back. In the first 2 movies, you really, as an audience, you become accustomed to the characters. The characters are quite likeable, and they are very genuine on screen. Their chemistry together as a group is very close.
I'll agree.
And it was off screen as well. Like, you see the behind the scenes footage at the very end.
Yep.
They were all having good fun.
I'll agree with
And
that. Yeah.
and I think it's just for the people that have grown up with the movies, because they want to see what's happened to their beloved characters.
I will agree. The relationship between the actresses in the film and on set, and you can clearly tell that there's chemistry between them in real life. That is enjoyable to watch. That does bring just a general smile to your face when you see them all interacting and they're clearly all having fun, and you know that they're all probably having fun off set. That is an enjoyable chemistry to watch sort of flourish over 3 movies. So I'll agree with that. That is a positive that I do enjoy about the films.
And unlike you, I am a big fan of Rebel Wilson. I absolutely love her. People were juxtaposing her with like Melissa McCarthy and stuff, who I absolutely hate.
Same person. I can't tell the difference. Same person. Same comedy.
No, I'm going to disagree with you. No. But no, I really adore Rebel Wilson, and I think her brand of comedy fits in the first 2 Pitch Perfect movies. Her comedy was very, oh, look at me, I'm fat, blah, blah, blah. But this time she did have a bit more chance to bring some more personality into it and some more of her kind of humour.
I enjoyed Evermoist. It's not a good band name, but I did enjoy their band. That band, I thought that actually just looked really cool.
Like what? In what way?
In their music and the way they look, I'd honestly probably, if they were a real band, I looked it up. They're not. I'd probably buy an album. They seemed very Paramore. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like Paramore crossed with the Arctic Monkeys. If they were real, I'd totally listen to them.
And Ruby Rose, who's Aussie.
The riff-off was my favourite part. Just, not really for the Ballas, but for everyone else.
For everyone else?
Singing.
Yeah.
I really liked all of the other bands, which made I was like, do they know that these other bands sound better than them, and they even say it in the film.
I had that problem with the second movie
But
as well.
then they never really go back on that. They just keep touring, keep doing their old music, like the music from like the style from like the first film.
It's almost like they didn't learn anything for the whole film.
So while watching the first and the second film, you might have thought, wait, what if Fat Amy had about like 3 or 4 fight scenes? and you get that in this film.
Well, you probably never thought that because it was really out of the blue.
Yeah, she like rocks up on a boat and she just takes everyone down like Ghost Protocol, like taking people down like a spy. It's very odd.
It's very jarring.
Yeah, and then she does a backflip as well.
Oh, so that backflip had me. I think you probably saw me in the cinema.
Yeah, so basically every single time anything happened in this film, I looked to my left to see Jordan's reaction, and it was every single time was a face palm, and then there was varying degrees of both hands, one hand on the head, side of the head, it's like just scratching his hair, everything.
That backflip, that CGI look. I didn't like that she was like as you said, Ghost Protocoling everybody like a bloody assassin, but after the first fight scene, I was sort of like, all right, we're doing this. The other thing is I actually really like, whether it's corny or real, like or more of a realistic take, a good kitchen fight scene. Any good kitchen fight scene I'm a sucker for. I think there's a Thomas Jane Punisher movie and he fights like a huge Russian guy and that's in the kitchen and that's wicked. And then even like an animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie had a kitchen fight scene. Any kitchen fight scene I'm a sucker for.
Oh,
so
the Bourne film where he's got like the little
any kitchen fight scene I'm a sucker for, whether it's good or not. So I enjoyed that. So it was actually about that bit that I started being like, you know what, I'm okay with her fighting people because I got this kitchen scene. And then she finished it off with a weird CGI backflip, and it took me to a peak of almost enjoyment and then ruined it for me immediately. I can't stand CGI. Terrible CGI like that is just because they didn't need to put it in the. They didn't need it.
It's a joke, though. It's a joke. It's meant to be horrible. Like I feel like it's meant to be terrible.
It was horrible enough. It didn't need a weird CGI. Okay.
I feel like it was filmed to be laughed at.
The entire film didn't have anything to do with the music. It was all the Bellas. You take out every single scene where they're singing, and you get the same story.
Yeah.
The only thing that's different is whether Becca gets up on stage at the very end, which doesn't have anything to do with the story anyway, because they're just like, oh, let's all get up on the stage.
Did that annoy you as much as it annoyed me?
It annoyed me so very much.
Oh.
And then they also all got on stage, and I was totally expecting them to invite Evermoist up on stage with them.
Me too.
Because at least then it would have been like, hey, let's
I wanted
be
them
friends.
to invite everybody up, and the same thing that happened with the riff-off could have happened there, except instead of it being like everybody's opposite each other, like... It could have just been one...
Let's all be friends, let's all work together.
Either make it just Becca, because that was the whole point of that bit, was like, she's like, I'm going to do this by myself if you guys are okay with it. And they were like, yeah, we're totally okay with it for you to finally, after a trilogy, go and be a solo artist. And then she stands up there for maybe 20 seconds and then calls all the Bellas up and then they give a Bella performance. I feel like if I was the DJ... What was it, DJ Khaled, was it? If I was like, look, I don't want the Bellas, I just want you, and then opening night he selects her and she brings all the Bellas up, she's fired straight up. Like,
yeah,
it is more for the characters though, because this is their final hurrah, and I think that's why they all came up on stage, was like it was the final send off.
I want to rewrite the ending to this movie.
Go on.
She does the performance by herself. They applaud her. There's her arc for the trilogy finished. Cuts to 2 months later, and then they catch up like every Friday night, and they just sing together because they love singing together. And maybe they catch up with Evermoist for drinks or something. But like, instead of them bringing them all up on stage for that, because I get that at the end of the trilogy you need all of them to sing together to be like, oh, so one last thing. But instead of it being like, this is the last time they're singing together, considering the beginning of the film is like, I wish we still sang together. It should be Becca gets to have her, like, her shining moment, which is what I've sort of been waiting for 3 movies. And then it cuts and they're all happy and they all catch up every now and then and they all sing together just because they enjoy singing together. And then you could even have them harmonizing and singing together while it shows that, like, clip reel of them all.
The credits started rolling before the film ended.
Yeah.
The credits started rolling after their last performance, and then for the next, 5 minutes during the credits, they showed the end of the film. Of all the characters wrapping up, meeting people and like kissing each other and hugging and saying like goodbye and stuff.
Even the
film
movie
ended during the credits.
Even the movie had enough.
It was so strange. The black and white clip reel was all like, yeah, this feels like this should be in the credits. This makes sense for being in the credits. It's like outtakes and stuff from the last 3 films, but for the first 2 minutes of the credits, they're wrapping up the storylines that they started during the film. It really took me out of the film. It confused me beyond, like, I've never seen that done in a film. Like, let's start rolling the credits before we've resolved anything, and then resolve storylines during the credits.
And to make Lord of the Rings really weird. So I want to talk about John Lithgow.
Yeah, John Lithgow. Yeah.
So John Lithgow plays Fat Amy's father.
It was the one thing I hated.
I really...
It was
I
the one
hated
thing
it
I
so
hated.
much because I love him
I
so much.
love
as
that
an
actor. Can I just ask, so in this movie he does an Australian accent. Now here's what I think has happened, is that in the 80s they got Crocodile Dundee, and then someone did a bad impersonation of Crocodile Dundee, and then every other American for some reason thinks that's how Australians sound. They have an Australian actress on set in every one of his scenes.
Mm.
And I feel like the only reason they made him Australian is so that you could believe him as her father. They don't have the same accent. I don't
No.
know a single person in Australia. I've never met someone that has that accent.
Her accent gets thicker in the scenes where she talks to him.
Yeah, because
Did you notice?
she's trying to beef it
Yeah.
up so that
Yeah.
it doesn't seem so
That's
weird.
right.
Yeah, I was watching it. I was watching and
So off-putting.
listening to a few reviews that were kind of negatively swayed, and they're like, "Oh, not even John Lithgow could save this." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding? John Lithgow was the worst part of this movie."
Yeah.
Like,
But I feel like if anyone
If
was
you-
going to save him,
if
I
you're-
thought he would have until he started talking.
well, no. If you're casting for an Australian father figure, cast an Australian
Yep.
father figure.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Or
not
at
that
least-
you've got Australians in there.
I
It's not like you're. Yeah.
Has someone just not told all of America that that's not...
How we speak.
Where does this accent come from? I don't know any accent that sounds like that. Do we
It's-
sound like that?
No, we don't. Yeah, that was definitely the low point for me. Every time he came on, it was just cringe. What did he call, like, turnip top?
Yeah.
My little turnip top.
My little turnip
Yeah, I
top.
was like, where are you from?
Yeah, what is it?
What are you doing? Just hire an Australian.
It was-
It's
yeah, it
not
was
that
very
hard.
strange.
And there is... The thing is... Look...
Well, no, whoever did casting, go talk to the writers and tell them not to write that rebel storyline in.
Go back and rewrite the movie to make a better movie.
Them going onto a boat, like, and it exploding and the fight scenes.
See, I
was
think it's
too
just
much.
I think it was just a bit of fun. I think it was just, this is their last hurrah. Let's just do something big, something showy.
They
Just
could have.
finish on.
They could have
like,
brought it back.
Finish
They
off
straight up-
with a bang.
They
Sorry.
could have done it well if they wanted to do this. Like when they were making this film, it was like, oh, we want to put some fight scenes, and explosions, and stuff in. They could have done it well. They're already overseas working for the U.S. government to perform
I
for
know.
the troops. They could have just had a thing where it was like, hey, like where they got approached by the government saying like, hey, I know this is not normal, but we want you to approach this very rich drug dealer and just hack his laptop
Or
something
even-
interesting like that.
even less-
And then all of them work together to take out a bunch of guards or just something like that. But Fat Amy just running around like a ninja.
Even
It
less...
was too much for me.
It
Even
was
less
great.
than that, they
I
could have
loved
just
it.
made Chicago, who's one of the Bella's love interests, and an army soldier. They could have just had him get kidnapped or something like that, or taken, and they decide to rescue him.
Yeah.
That would have done the same thing. There's a scene there where they're at DJ Khaled's pad, and there's bees that get knocked over, and Becca's on a soundboard, and there's supposedly 400 or 500 bees, and shit's smashed, and one bee flies near her face, and she ignores it.
So just kind of pushes it away lazily. Yeah.
First of all, she's the one that at the very beginning of that scene is wouldn't the bees be a terrible problem? And he's like, yeah, absolutely.
That's a joke.
Yeah,
That's-
I get that that's the joke, but there's no way that she didn't notice any of that shit going on. There's no way that those bees didn't immediately, at least one of those Bellas should be in hospital.
It's also another scene where nothing really results of what happened.
Yeah.
They completely destroy his hotel room. And then the next day he's like, so Becca, do you want to be do you want to headline my tour? It is
No, there was a montage in between that. There was a time montage in between that.
when they're just
So they were.
Yeah, there's a montage of them singing all over different states.
They were like, all right, guys, let's just forget about the competition. Let's just have fun. And then they montage
So-
the nights of the performances
that-
and stuff. And then
With
And then it
that
goes
tour, on the first night of their tour, they play that horn to basically say that they're so bad that we want you to stop singing, right? That's
No.
what I interpreted from that.
no,
Brody?
No, that's just the.
Yeah.
It
It
comes at a certain. It just comes at a certain time of the night to respect the dead.
Oh, it seemed
No,
like
in
it
that-
seemed like it was
It's like
a
the
prank
Beagle.
that played on them from
Yeah.
the Evermoist.
It's a prank that was played by Evermoist in the film, because even the hosts are like, they don't understand that this is played for our fallen comrades, and it's like, this is embarrassing for them. It's not because they sang just too late. Like that was disagree. I think that horn, bro.
Yeah, I definitely
I
agree
think
with Jordan.
that horn was a prank that was literally to say you guys are so bad that you're practically dying on stage. And even they all walk off, they're like, how did we do? And it was like, that was terrible. And then they don't change anything. They even go back like, should we change anything or add music? They're like, we'll just keep singing. And then for some reason nobody loves them after like
But if the horn,
nothing changes.
I feel like if the horn was a prank, you'd get an explanation of that.
Well, they sort of say it.
No,
Yeah,
'cause
the
the explanation
commentators.
the explanation is that this is a time to think of our fallen comrades and everything. It's just that's their tradition. That's what they do at this hour, whatever it is. So they were just late.
Nah, in my interpretation of that film, because they wouldn't just play that during a concert and everybody's like, oh, okay, stop everybody singing. That's not. I straight up think that was something that was played specifically to tell them that they were dying on stage, and it was embarrassing for them because they didn't know what was going on, and they're like, we should salute or something.
100% agree with Jordan.
That's what that scene was.
Watching that film, yeah.
From what I gathered, and
Alright.
3 people say it.
Kit Kat. I
Kit Kat.
bet you that it
Alright.
wasn't a prank and it's actually a thing.
Alright, Kit Kat. Bro, do you have anything good to say about this film?
So something I liked in the first film was the scenes where they were training to be better to eventually win the competition.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in this film. Even though they're
Nope.
viewing this as a competition, every time they get up on stage, they sing like a new performance, and we've never seen them train or learn how to do this performance. And I feel like those were my favourite scenes in the first one.
So to clarify, your favourite moment in this movie is something that happened in the other 2 movies that didn't happen in this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brody has 0 positives. I will agree with Angus that the chemistry was really good on set. Some of the jokes landed for me. I do enjoy sort of how relatable some of the characters are. They left uni and the glory days are sort of behind them, and they're a bit they're a bit lost with what to do with themselves, and it's not all cracked up to what they sort of expected would happen. I enjoyed that element of it, and I did enjoy the other bands that sort of played in the movie. I enjoyed the other characters that they brought into the film. I thought they were quite likeable. Angus, do you have any negative notes?
The only negative note that I have.
The
is
only
John
negative
Lithgow.
note. That's the only bad thing about this film.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. Like I didn't go into it expecting, a cinematic masterpiece. I went in thinking, I'm gonna, catch up with my mates again. I haven't seen them in a while. What are they up to now? This is
So
this
I
is
think
happening.
you
They're
had
going
nostalgia going
they're-
into this film.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
It's
I had no nostalgia going
it's
into
not
this.
it's not going to win any awards, but it's good fun, and I feel like at least the audience that I was with, they enjoyed it. They laughed at everything. I think it definitely was like a bit sillier than
Yeah.
the other films, but I feel like that was almost inevitable. Otherwise, it would be exactly like the other 2 films. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I do want to say, look, it's a movie at the end of the day. If you enjoyed it, good for you. If you didn't, that's also okay. All of these films are made to bring enjoyment. So if you loved this film and you're sort of getting frustrated listening to me or Brody completely smash
Dave.
it, or if you hated this film and you sort of disagree with some of Angus's points, that's okay too.
Definitely, and that's a good point. Like, we are not professional critics at all. Like, we're just people voicing our opinion. Speaking of voicing our opinion, we want you to voice your opinion. I'm pretty keen on getting some of your guys' reviews, reading them out on the next podcast and stuff. So you can reach us at Twitter at film_slice_pod. Let us know. I normally put up what movie we're reviewing a day before we record it. So you've got a day there to let us know your thoughts on the movie.
Did you
if you've
accidentally
seen
put
it.
up like Shape of Water like a week ago and then we had to change it, or
No,
was that a
because I
thing?
didn't.
Okay, good.
No.
A lot of very disappointed fans really looking forward.
But I did.
One disappointed fan looking forward to Shape of Water. I was like, I haven't seen it, but
I did,
I think it's going to be alright.
I did-
What is his name?
I did put it up for Pitch Perfect, but as of right now, we have 9 followers on Twitter. So
We're three of them.
Come on.
we're three of them.
double
Yeah. We're three of them. So I got one like from someone. So
Woohoo!
thanks, Brooke, for that like. Love you guys.
Shout out to Brooke.
Shout out to Brooke. But yeah, definitely get a part of the conversation. Jump on the podcast. We want you to join in. I don't want to be alone in liking musicals with these guys
yeah, I was
just
gonna say,
shitting all over them.
the other thing is, as Angus said, we're not.
Hey,
As Angus said, we're not professional film critics, and the other thing is I don't think Angus expected me or Brody to come out loving this film.
No.
I don't think anybody expected me to come out enjoying this film.
no.
And I think both me and Brody sort of expected Angus to come out enjoying this film. So,
Cool. I think that's all we got to say. Broadman and Cane Dogs, definitely.
Dave.
Davo and Cane Do.
Dave Diddley Kane Dove. Yep, nah.
Cane Diddley Davo. That's when
That's when we got married after
Dave
this.
and Jordan get together. It's their couple name.
We went on our first date. It was a bromance.
Yeah. So you guys are definitely no go on the Pitch Perfect. I am definitely a yes go.
Look,
Good time.
I went in with the lowest of standards, and then it kind
met
of
you at every
went,
turn.
and then it went a little bit lower because of the weird fight scenes. And the CGI shark.
Not proven yet.
the
Sure. Which shark?
The
is it? 'Cause
alleged-
There's a few.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
CGI inflatable balloon shark.
the alleged CGI shark.
Okay.
I'm inclined to agree with Brody, but at the moment I guess it's alleged.
Yeah. Alleged.
Look, you're the only one that's like. I guess I'm probably gonna have to see it again. So
I love
You're
that
seeing
you have
with
to see it
your
again.
gluten free, aren't you?
yeah, so I guess I'll see it again.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'll bring it up if we next
Look,
podcast.
wait in the credits, and if there's a CGI special effects for shark balloon in the credits, I will give you a Kit Kat.
I'm not basing Kit Kat off of that. What I will
I
do.
don't really like Kit Kats. Can we do something else?
No, I asked to stop
Kit
you. I
Kats.
know.
We can do it. Yeah, we can
All
do
three
that.
of us
I'm
dislike
not a
Kit
huge fan
Kats.
of Kit Kats.
Why do we make it Kit Kats?
Let's go like
Sensual massages.
yeah, right.
Okay, so
From each other.
yeah.
No, let's go like
I'll just take the Kit Kat.
a
How's
custard
it-
tart.
You want
Oh,
a
custard
a
tart.
custard tart.
Me and Angus are fans of custard
You want a
tarts.
custard tart like rubbed all over your back?
Not just my back.
We all like cheesecake.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of cheesecakes. Are very expensive to buy.
Yeah, it's a bit
nah,
expensive.
I'm going custard tart. Just a
Alright.
cheeky custard tart from the bakery.
Cheeky
The
custard
local
tart.
bakery.
What? Wait, hold on. Our whole film slice is based off vanilla slice. That's why we was making a vanilla slice.
Oh yeah, vanilla slice.
We know we all like that because we all bought one on the day we did our podcast.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay, vanilla slice on it.
Yeah.
we'll vanilla slice it.
Ooh, vanilla slice.
Well,
What if we're
slice.
all right and we vanilla slice it 3 ways?
Well, we're not alright because
There are some
one
very
of us has to be wrong.
statistically it'll be you.
Yeah. Me and John did make a bet. Yeah.
Hey?
Me and Brody both agree, so you're
Yeah,
you're in the
yeah.
minority on both of these bets.
So I either buy 2 slices
Or
or
get
get
2
2
slices.
slices.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Or
because
one
Oh no, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Someone will lose out. There's only 2 slices and 3 podcasters who will win. Find out on the next episode of Film Slice Podcast.
So to see us out, Angus and Brody will give us their own a cappella tune.
Zum 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 zum. Here's the thing, we started off friends. It was cool, but it was all pretend. Zoom, zoom, zoom. I want you in my room. That are not the lyrics, but that's how we are doing it. Zoom, 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 zoom. I want to double zoom.
No one's gonna listen to this.
Zoom.